look who is nimbling away. Can you see him? Can you see him? Hi everybody, it is Stacy Personally Gardening and I'm starting the tour inside my house. Today it's October 23rd, and if you don't know about Tropical Storm Melissa gearing up and collecting steam or speed, now you know. I decided I'm going to try and record what's going on in the garden before the storm comes. Why don't you join me? So I had these on the outside and I decided to bring them inside. And I don't say nothing about my giant outdoor bread. I'm preparing for the storm. All right, so all of these are sweet peppers, and of course you can see the scallion right there. And my little pear, where is it? Oh, here it is. Pear tree that's growing. I actually started that out in water. I should try and include some pictures of that. And this pear tree is actually dying. I think it got too much water. Not from me, guys, because it was outside during the rains on the porch, but the rain blew in on it. So I basically have nothing but sweet peppers and one tomato plant. Okay, we're taking things outside now. So for whatever reason I decided to start out here, I'm starting here and I'm going to be circling the entire house. So please stay with me. Here is Jules. Lots and lots of new leaves, as you can see. But they did get damaged while I was cutting the yard, but that's okay. She's still doing great, and I hope she holds up during the storm. Yep, let's keep going. Let's see what's here. I moved my desert roses onto the veranda area because they don't like a lot of water, and they've been getting a lot of water. So no blooms, absolutely no blooms, but they are still beautiful. They look good. I moved all the plants that I had at the side of the house right here. Don't ask me what the name of this is. I just saw it at somebody's house, liked it, got a piece, and here it is. I'm not sure it has caught yet, but it has not died, let's just say. I don't even know why this is in a pot. It really doesn't belong in a pot, but it's here and it even started blooming, so I'm leaving it. These are mango trees. Not sure what type of mango trees that I got from my cousin, and I actually planted them in the ground, but then I said the rains are coming. I got them on Monday, which was Heroes Day, and then I decided to take them back out of the ground because like today is just Thursday and rain has been just going, and these do not need to deal with all that rain as new transfers. So here's this beautiful, I think this is called a spider plant. I don't remember, but it sent out something. Oh, look how cute that is. I love it. I don't know where it's going yet, which is why it is still in that pot. You know me. Don't mind the car stuff, old engine oil, you know, I have use for it, for the lots of wood or planks or whatever I have in the garden that the termites are consuming. Let's continue. Okay, here we are at the side of the house. This is Patience, my soursop tree that I had moved big. Still no evidence of bounce back. Lost all its leaves eventually. I did help to pick off some, but then of course because it was transferred at a very, I want to say, mature state or stage, you know, I don't know if it's going to recover from the shock. And with nothing on it, this caterpillar still manages to find himself on it. Guys, my yard is completely overrun by caterpillars, and my yard includes the house back and front and everything else. Here we have pomegranate tree number 1, and here we also have another caterpillar. Guys, they are eating everything, even things that they don't normally eat. I don't know what type of caterpillars these are, but these are more like vampires or vipers or bloodsuckers, well, plant suckers in this event. Yeah, so caterpillars are everywhere. You might see some kind of yellowing area there. I actually burnt that section, but right here did not get burnt with chemical weed killer. Yeah, but everywhere else along this side was burnt. Of course, not patience. Yeah, let's keep going. You might notice I dragged my former nursery. I just dragged it so it could get more sun because it was always here, and here is always very wet, kind of inundated with water when the rains do fall. So I just did not want it there anymore. I'm going to be disassembling it, but after the storm passes, because I don't want any projectiles. I did disassemble the section that was on top of it already, somewhere over there, right? And then I realized maybe I should not have done that until after the storm, right? Termites have been fully consuming it, and I have not had the time to give attention to it because of my overgrown yard. And as overgrown as it is, it could be worse, like my neighbors, or my neighbors is, right? Guys, I can hardly see anything on the video to know what you are seeing because of the position of the sun, which is right above me, basically, because it's 5 minutes to 12 here on Thursday, on October 23rd here in Jamaica. But you might be seeing, oh, there is my hand, a few rows of sorrel here, and I'm going to be going quickly, especially when I get to the really bushy areas, because the mosquitoes are in fierce competition with the caterpillars. Hundreds and thousands of them everywhere. Everything has been impacted by these caterpillars. Every sorrel plant, every weed, even though they're not eating the weeds as fast as they're eating everything else that I would prefer to eat, like my sweet potato. If you look everywhere. Look at how lacy. Yes. And I recently found out that you can actually eat sweet potato leaves, like callaloo or spinach. You know, you cook it up, and complete devastation, right? I actually cleared that area at the side there to make it a little bit easier for me to navigate along the side here, because my neighbor's bush is like really high. She has been waiting on the persons to come and cut her yard, so I'm glad I could help myself a little bit. Yep, there's an almond tree. I can't even really walk in that area much. Here is one of many gungo trees. If you know anything about gungo peas in Jamaica during Christmas time, that's when we bring it out. And yeah, I decided to plant them, even though I don't normally have gungo during Christmas time. But I'm growing everything, as you might know right now. If you look at this tree, which had been transferred big, it did finally start putting out new leaves, and all those new leaves have been eaten by the caterpillar. I'm getting very animated, I don't know why, but man, these caterpillars have been giving me all I'm looking for, leaving sticks, I tell you. Here we have some sorrel. They're much older, and they're actually dying out now, because, you know, they were like planted during the summer, a little before the summer, and they're 3 months sorrel, so now they have done their time, didn't get very far. There's my beautiful whatever citrus tree that is, doing very well. Of course, caterpillars are all over it. All right, where should I go next? Let me see if I can squeeze through here. It is doing very, very well, and probably the only tree that I have not physically seen any caterpillars on. Yep, here we have my other citrus tree, and look who is nimbling away. Can you see him? Can you see him? He doesn't even care about me. He is not even, I'm not leave him. I cannot leave him. Get off. Okay, and then look at the rest of them. Now what am I going to do? I don't have time to be throwing off caterpillars off everything. Anyway, so the cactus has been growing, doing very well. And I also decided to plant some, what is name again? Cerasee, right? And I planted 4 seeds, or maybe more, but I think about 4 of them have come up. Okay, let me continue recording. the phone had gotten hot and shut down, and I had still been recording. So after I left the cerasee plant, which is just over there, you know, here we have another citrus plant that I grew from seed, so I'm not sure what exactly it is. We all have to wait and see. Here's my compost, which is not really composting right now, and here is my passion vine, which is overrun with caterpillars of all kinds, you know, as evidenced by the holes, some bigger than some spiky. All right, I'm trying to hurry. Here's another sweet potato vine that I had planted in this grow bag since the carrots didn't come up. And let's continue. Here is Mama Aki tree, which is doing very well. And I had spoken about my coconut tree, which had a bit of infestation, which I had sprayed with some baking soda. And I'm just hoping that it continues the good fight, since I did lose my other coconut tree. Here we have my sweet pea plant, which I find is quite parasitic, and it will go on any and every other plant. Here we have a huge big old black, you see how big that is? Oh gosh, yeah, the caterpillars are everywhere. Can't get rid of them, just like we can't get rid of mosquitoes that are absolutely making videoing impossible almost. Ouch. I did find peas. Here it is, sweet peas coming. Here they are. Yeah, I've never had them before as far as I know. Here's a big caterpillar. Let me shake him off. All I do is shake off the caterpillars, guys. There's nothing I can do because they're gonna crawl right back on it. And you know, I try to avoid any kind of chemicals that would be dangerous for consumption. Here is my pepper plant, which I got like one pepper from already. Here's another one coming up. There are lots of blossoms, but along with the leaves, the caterpillars also eat the blossoms and the fruit, believe it or not. The only fruit I've not seen them eaten so far is hot pepper, so maybe they know something. Yeah, we have sweet pepper here. The sweet pepper have not been doing so well. Besides the caterpillars, they have also been infested with white flies. This is guinea hen weed, and here we have one of my sweet pepper plants, which had sweet pepper on it, but even the sweet pepper was half eaten and left by the caterpillars. See, they ate off almost all the leaves. Here's another one which they have turned on. I can't get any sweet peppers because of them. Yeah, here again you can see I'm not just making things up. You can see the leaves are almost gone. Yep, it would be nice if they were eating the white flies instead, or the aphids, but no. And believe it or not, the banana and plantain trees have not been spared by the caterpillars. Even the ackee, they are eating everything. But everything is lush and green, as you can imagine, because of the rains, and overgrown as well. There is Papa Ackee, really tall now. I'd say about 8 feet. Yeah, still no sign of Ackee, which would be absolutely lovely. Yeah, so coconut tree was here, but it died completely. So yeah, here we have my Artenic orange tree, which I had to treat. I just treated all the citrus plants probably a week or so ago, before there was a lot of rain, because it was filled with white flies or powdery white mildew or whatever it was, because of all the rains. All right, here's my sweet sop tree. I realized sweet sop is a very slow growing tree, and with as slow as Melissa is moving, and yet still here we still have caterpillars eating away at it. Here we have some sorrel plants are actually right here. I haven't been able to clear this section. as I have others. The mango tree that I had here died because it was just getting too much rain, and it was really small, as you can imagine. Here we have just some ackee trees that were coming up out of the compost. Well, I had actually planted them. Yes, the leaves were being eaten as well. And here we have watermelon. It was just doing so well. Still hoping to get watermelon from it if the caterpillars give it a break. If they give it a break, because the young, very small watermelon that I was already seeing, I can no longer see them. And I'm hoping it's because it has gotten really leafy and not because caterpillars have eaten them. Yeah, see, they're eating all the leaves, eating everything inside. Everything inside is being eaten by them. Just to take a moment to show you what the sky is looking like. Yes, so I'm really trying to hurry to go back inside before the rains start to fall and before the phone gets really hot again. Sorry about that. But there's always something beautiful to see in the garden, you know, even with the pests, you know, there's something beautiful that we must pause and take note of. All right, let's run on over here. I've been trying to preserve those last remaining papaya trees. Let's see if they will go to second bearing, if they survive all this rain. I had to put this here because of it keeps getting wet and, you know, kind of just getting really soft there, like this one, you know, and I don't want it to completely rot away. That barrel has water, completely filled with water. There's no room for any more water. Here is the second pomegranate tree, which is all the way down here where it gets a lot of shade and a lot more moisture than the other two that I have at the sides of the house. Here is my banana tree. I might be losing one, but lots more coming up because of the rains, you know, just constantly wet. Can't get a time to dry out at the roots. Here's my soursop tree, doing well, it's growing. And so are the caterpillars. Ouch. Ooh, sorry the video quality is not going to be the best. I just do that sometimes to shake off caterpillars that are kind of always on this tree even without the rains. Yeah. All right. Whew. So as you can see here, it's really nice and cleared out because I cleared it out by hand, the weed whacker. Well, I actually tried to do it with the weed whacker and I ended up cutting a couple pineapple plants that were in the middle but covered over by the weeds, so I couldn't see them. So yeah, oh gosh, I got to get rid of this big. Look there. Oh my god. Ugh. Sorry, I couldn't leave it. Ha ha ha. Oh my gosh, it's so annoying though, walking through the garden. Yes. Okay, let's try again. There is Junie doing very well. I don't remember seeing any caterpillars on Junie. I could be wrong. Let me not talk too soon. Here is my Jamaican oregano or French thyme, doing well. Of course, there are caterpillars in here too. And here is the leaf of life. I'm not seeing any caterpillars. Oh, spoke too soon. There we go. Ooh, of course I can't see them. Ugh. Yep. So this is the garden. It's alive and teeming with all sorts of living creatures, some of which are pests. Here's my leaf of life, doing very well, while many others have died over the summer because the heat was really brutal, guys. And now we've moved from extreme heat to this intense, consistent rainfall. Along the side here, that's a row of gungo that I had planted to help with breaking the wind. Yeah, as windbreakers. Some of them have died. I'm not sure why. Some of them have this bushy looking exterior. Yeah, that part is dead. Quite bushy, and It's not supposed to be like that. You know, but I'm just grateful. This one is this two plant. Oh, this is two plants, but it has a bushy section, and then it has the regular, what I want to call a regular way to grow section. And of course there are caterpillars in it as well, but me not fight them. Me not fight them too much, because I can't really do anything. See, this one, everything was planted almost the same time, but look at this one all the way down here. Don't know what's going on. Don't know if it's the soil, don't know if it's the ants that were eating at the roots. Here is some more soil right here. Yep, let's get rid of that caterpillar. More sorrel. Yeah, guys, the rain started late this year, really late. So in terms of, you know, persons waiting for the summer heat to be finished to be able to plant things, persons would have planted very late because of how late the rains came. And this sorrel plant, I don't know how it managed to be so big compared to everything else, but I'm not complaining. So I have been picking sorrel already, but very small quantities. All right. This kind of grass here, I don't know if it's crabgrass or Bermuda grass, but I thought I wanted to try and keep it, which is why I didn't burn them like I burnt those areas. I realized how kind of yellowing those are because I burnt them with weed killer. Okay, here we have okra. 3 okra plants completely infested with ants and whatever aphids are beneath the leaves. Okra is always like this, and I just can't, especially with the rains, the moisture. A lot more pests come with that. More sorrel. This sweet pepper plant has given me the most sweet peppers. It is also one of the oldest in the yard. Yeah, but now the peppers, I guess it's too much water. They're starting to look like that, you know, and they're kind of really small as well. Finally managed to get the scallion to grow, and I hope it survives because it does not like a lot of water, and that's all we are getting now. Things that are in the ground, all they're getting is an overload of water. What remains of the callaloo that I harvested and froze, because it was either I harvest the little or I get nothing, because the caterpillars were just eating away at everything. Here we go again. Caterpillars are on all of this spinach, and yeah, I'm just grateful though, because I have, oh, he just pooped as I hit him. He just pooped. I have vegetable in my yard that I can actually eat, you know, because the prices of these crops are going to get ridiculous after the rains. My little beautification area. This is rainwater. I keep this covered like this so mosquitoes don't breed in them, and the rain still gets to catch all over the walls. My other rain drum, which is quite full, can't take a morsel more, but I can't have the water settling on the top for mosquitoes to breed in them. Another quick scan of the backyard on October 23, 2025. It is now 12:29 on this Thursday afternoon here in Jamaica. Not sunny right now, for which I'm grateful. And let's just move around to the front. We're almost finished. As you can see, I have cut here and burnt it with some chemical, so that will help to keep the weeds from coming up too much. I still want to do more, but using the chemical during the rainy time makes no sense. Here are my aloe vera plants to the side here, getting quite big. Ants nest, you see that? Ants nest, yep. Showing you guys everything, man, everything. Here is a beautiful side window, bedroom window plants here. Oh Lord, there's a weed. Woo! Wow, that's pretty hard. Okay. Here is my third pomegranate plant. Since the rains, they really kind of look like they're flourishing and, you know, not fighting the heat. So I'm very happy for that. And yeah, oh, it's good to see some area that is not overgrown with weeds, you know, compared to what I'm used to at the back. And here is the front. My little garden here at the front needs to be pruned, but I will get to that after the rains, possibly. Look at him. Yep. So after the rains, I will attend to that. And that's it from my garden today. Well, it's a good thing I ended the video now because the phone is starting to get hot again. I'm not sure why. It's not usually the case with this phone. But that's it from Stacy Personally Gardening. Whew, man, those mosquitoes made recording really hard today. But thanks for checking out this video. Until I see you next time, God bless you. Like, share, and subscribe. Put a comment below this. Check out the description.